everybody, my name is Chelsea Prophet. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Today I thought that I would do a video showing what is in my camera bag because I have so much camera equipment. So I'll go over what's in my bag. Also, I kind of swap things out and I have a lot of other equipment. So we're just going to go over all the photo equipment that I own and that I frequently use. So let's get into it. So starting with my camera bag, obviously, I honestly have, I think maybe I got it off of Etsy, but other than that, I do not remember where it came from, and Etsy could be wrong. But I got it for Christmas about 3 or 4 years ago, and it has served its purpose very well. It has been on so many trips. It's been out of the country. It has been to class. It has done everything for me. So it's super cute and I love it. So it has the pocket on the side for either a water bottle or a tripod. And I do have a tripod, but the camera that I am filming with is propped up on the tripod, so I won't be showing that. But that would typically go here if I use the tripod. Which I hardly ever carry a tripod with me, so that's typically for my water. But first, I have this pocket right here that is just like one of those front pockets, but I keep this for my SD cards in. It's from Pentax, but it is like so nice. It just holds like all my SD cards. I have some like off-brand SD cards, but I typically try and use my Sandisk memory cards, and I just like format them every time that I use them after I've already gotten the information off, obviously. And I try to avoid using the off-brand ones because those I've had probably since I started photography, so those are old and I don't really trust them. But they're there just in case I need extra SD cards. So that's what goes in that front pocket. Then opening it up to the main compartment, which it has like your typical dividers and all of that stuff. And then on this side, it has a little zipper that I just keep. There's like the camera body, lens caps, and then I keep 2 extra batteries for my camera because I own 3 and one is always in my camera and the other 2 I like to keep charged and in here for when I need them. Have I ever needed all 3? No. Very rare have I ever needed to actually change one, but I like to be prepared. So I keep those right here for when I need them. And then we have the beauty. It is the Canon 5D Mark IV. Yes, I still use DSLR. It's amazing, it does the trick. It's just a little heavier, but it's great. And I just have the 24-105 lens that came with the camera. So far, where I am in school, I'm able to rent out lenses that I've needed for like concerts and stuff like that. I will probably be trying to buy a new lens here very soon. Like probably, I want to try and get a like 100 to 300 or something like that. Something that would be a little bit better for concerts so that whenever I'm not in school, it is easier for me because, like I said, I've been renting them. But this is her. I use this camera for basically anything that I'm paid for. So like my internship, where I do all the events, this is what I use. Any concerts, this is what I use. Basically any job, this is what I use. And then I got this flash. I did not invest in a good flash, I went on Amazon and I bought the first flash that I could find, and it has worked great. So it is the Voking Speedlight VK752. It works great, does what it needs to, and it was cheap on Amazon. So there's that. And that stays in here typically because a lot of the events that I do, I need the flash. So those two stay in the main compartment. Then, last up in my camera bag, it has this top pocket, and it has this little thing. Random things go in there. It just depends. But the first thing that I keep up here is typically a film camera. I currently have my Canon AE1. I love this thing. It is my favorite camera ever. I use it so much. As you could, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I'm a film lover. So whenever I meant like I used the Mark IV for any of my paid jobs, I use film for literally everything else. So the AE1 is my go-to. And then also what I keep in here is some gaffer's tape, just in case I'm in the studio and I need it, some lens cleaner, and one of the lens cloth things. So that is what stays in here. That is all of my like go-to equipment that if I'm typically carrying my camera bag or for any job, that's typically what I carry with me. But now I'm going to kind of go over all of my other equipment, stuff that might be swapped out in my bag or just stuff that I don't necessarily need to carry around all the time but I still use. So first off, this is connected to my Canon AE1. Quick little story. My grandfather, he sells antiques and he will I don't know how he gets things, but he randomly will come about things, and he was going through some stuff and he found my dog is playing with her toy. But he found this Canon AE1, and it came in this whole camera bag with so much stuff is in here. And he found it all and he gave it to me. So that is how I came about this camera. It actually is not this exact camera anymore because just last week it stopped working, and I was gonna send it off to get fixed, and then I realized that sending it somewhere to get fixed would be about the same amount as buying a new camera body. And so I just went out and I bought a new camera body so that way I didn't have to wait, and then I'm just gonna sell the other camera body. So kind of came about this camera, but the lens that came on this, or that I have on this, is it's a 28 to 70 millimeter that I have on this right now, and it came with all the stuff that my grandfather found. That's typically, I usually either have this or my 50 millimeter on here. But so opening up the amazing vintage camera bag, I have this. It doesn't have a lens cap because we're missing one. But this 50 millimeter, and like I said, if I'm not using that one, I'm probably using this one. I really like this lens. There's also this lens that came with it, and I actually can't tell what it is. It doesn't say on here, but I feel really stupid for not being able to tell what this is, but it's about the same size as this. It might be a little bit longer. It is a little bit longer, but I don't really use this one. I might have used it before. I honestly don't know. But it's just so close to this one. I always pick up this one. But I have this one also. And then it also came with a 210 millimeter. So I've never used this one either, but I need to. Like, I should take this to a concert one day and try it out. And then there's also like just so much random stuff in here that I think is really cool, but I've never used any of them, but it came with a bunch of like filters. There's so many in here, and like I said, I've never used any of these. I would love to try them out, but I just like don't know how. Like, I know how, but I don't know when to do it, and so I haven't. But there is like so much. Okay, next we're gonna go over all of the cameras that I have, but I don't use quite as much as the two that made it into my main camera bag. So first, we have the Holga. I love her so much. I got this camera in my it was photo 114. It's the second photo class that I took, and we used this like the whole time, and it was a lot of our first times using film. I started using this about the same time that I started using the Canon AE1, so I don't think this was my first camera that I shot film on, but it was around the time that I started. And like I said, I love her. If you don't know the Holga, it is a very cheap plastic 120 film camera, and it has like two settings. It has, where is it? Yeah, it has like one for cloudy and one for sunny. You just switch it right here. And then it has the focus from mountains to portrait, and you just hope for the best. And that is really what this camera is. It is hoping for the best. There is like a million light leaks. Like, if you've never used this camera, you don't know. But you like tape this thing up, you put gaffers all over it, and pray that the light leaks that you get look cool, because you're gonna get them. And really, this camera is just about not being perfect and making art. Like, you're not gonna go out and get commercial shots with this. You're gonna get art with this, and I think that's why I like it so much, because I like to make art. That's what I want to do. I want to make art. So, love her. Next, we have the Canon Rebel G2. This is another film camera, much more digitalized than like the Canon AE1. It has like all the different modes like a normal digital camera would. Like, it has portrait, TV, manual, landscape, aperture, priority. It has like all of that stuff. So yeah, I bought this kind of, I mean, this one, it was like $50 off of eBay, and I bought it to kind of help me pass the learning curve of film, and it really did help. Whenever I was learning the Canon AE1, I was having trouble with getting it loaded correctly, and just like getting everything like right. I just kept whenever I was learning how to use the AE1, I just kept having mistakes, and so I was like, I'm gonna get something that is a little bit more similar to my digital camera that I'm used to learn, and then I would go back to the AE1, and that's what I did, and it worked great. So basically, like, for this one, you just have to put the film in there and it loads it for you, and then you can use the different settings, but it's like, it works just like your digital camera, and so it really helps me learn. And I don't use this camera too often, but it is a very nice camera to use whenever I don't feel like trying to deal with manual. I still use manual all the time. Like, I don't think I've ever used any setting on here that's not manual, but it feels a lot less manual, if that makes any sense. This was just, it was a good learning camera, trying to get into film. Don't use it too often, but it's a great camera. Next, we have the Polaroid Go. I got this camera a few months ago for a project that I was doing, and I wanted to incorporate Polaroids overlapped on top of like collaged onto my images. And so I bought this for that, and it's just basically a tiny Polaroid camera. The images are so cute and like little squares. I love them so much. It's just kind of a fun camera. I don't use like Polaroids very often, but for the purpose that I needed it for, it was really good. And I definitely want to use it more. And then lastly, I have the Pentax, what is it? The Epsio 120. This is just a point and shoot film camera. I bought it. Does this have film in it? I think this has oh my god, it does have film in it. I did not know that this had film in it. I need to go shoot this. Anyways, I bought this so that I would have a camera that I could just like throw into my bag and carry around with me like all the time, because very recently I've been very into just like candid everyday photos that just feel very nostalgic, calming, like your everyday life, because they are images of my everyday life. That's kind of what I've been very drawn to recently, and so it led me to wanting to get a small point and shoot so that I could easily carry something around instead of trying to. I would just, and okay, I still do this. I just throw my Canon AE1 into my bag and I don't care. I just throw it in, and that's that. And I know that I probably shouldn't do that. At least it's the Canon AE1 and not like a Leica, but like still. So I bought this for that purpose. Easy to carry, portable. It doesn't give me as good quality photos as I wanted. I definitely think I could have gotten a different point and shoot that would have gotten me better results, but it's working for what it is. Anyways, that is pretty much all of my photo equipment. I love all of it. So anyways, if there was any like piece of equipment that I showed you today that you would like an in-depth review about, let me know. Or any other types of videos that you want to see, please let me know. Otherwise, I have some exciting things coming up in the next few weeks that I am going to try and film all of it, and I'm excited to share with you. So definitely keep your eye out for my next few videos. And in about a month or less, there's going to be some exciting things coming. So just keep your eyes peeled. Please like, subscribe, comment what you think. Any tips, any pointers, let me know.